In this tutorial, we are going to change our SharePoint domain name. So in order for you to be able to do this, of course, you will need to check that the domain name you want to use is available. So you can do that by signing into your Microsoft tenants admin portal. So I'm just going to use this user address and just grab my password. We can go ahead and save that. Just sign in using my authenticator app. Once you're signed in, if you go to your admin center, you'll then have to click on show all, and under settings you have here your domains, and our current SharePoint domain name is this one here. Now if you haven't already done so, what you'd need to do is you'd need to obviously first add the domain name you want that to be. So in order for you to be able to do that, you can click on your current one and you would click on add on Microsoft.com domain. Once you've done that, it will then give you the option to change the fallback domain. So of course I've now changed my fallback domain to be apps365.microsoft.com. Initially it was this address or this tenant, and so now I've done that on the apps365.microsoft.com tenant. I'm no longer seeing this make fallback domain option, but what you'd first have to do, the first thing you do is you make, once you've you would click on your domain name. So for example, mine is now apps365.onmicrosoft.com. You then click on add on Microsoft.com domain. You then search for that domain here. If it's available, it will let you select that. You then add the domain. It will take you then into a blade whereby you are in that domain name you just added, and then you'll see the option make fallback domain. So make sure you make the new selected domain your fallback domain. Once you've made that your fallback domain, so for example now we have apps365.microsoft.com to be our fallback domain, I can now go ahead and make that change. So the first thing I want to do is, in order for us to be able to make that change, we need to download and install the SharePoint management shell. I'm just going to go ahead and download that. Once that's downloaded, of course you would then need to install that. Let's go ahead and install that. Once you've downloaded the SharePoint Online management shell, you then need to launch it. Now I'm going to just launch it as an administrator. The next thing we need to do is we need to, of course, connect to the SharePoint Online service. And then we provide the name of the tenant which we want to connect to. So for in our instance, in my instance rather, I'm going to sign in using my global administrator account. prove that using my authenticator app. Once you've signed in, the next thing we want to do is we want to start the rename process. The command to use for that is start SPO tenant rename. We have to provide the domain name, so this will be obviously the one that we had searched for and chosen. So in my case it's apps 365. Then we have to provide a scheduled date time, so it's got to be done at least 24 hours into the future. So if we said we want this change to occur on the 28th of September, and we'll say make the change at 10 a.m. We'll go ahead and click enter. We say yes to all, and that will then put that job in place.